We here, PAX East 2024, talking to you live from the room with the overlook, looking at the convention center. Now we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a CPU that's just catching up in the game. We have an overpaid, underperforming developer, which turmoil is on the rise. And we have a candidate that's here for you to change all your woes into wins. Let's get into these topics. Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And we out here in PAX. You know we doing our thing. Like, follow, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Hit that notification button to let you know the next time I go live so I can give you that gaming news. Now, a couple of things. For you members, I'm going to be dropping videos and interviews daily. All that stuff is going to be for you guys. You can check everything out. It's going to be an incredible ride. If there is any game that you want to see, please let me know so I can get the games to you and those interviews that you want to see and everything that you want to know about. There's a couple of stuff that we have set up. We're here with lordsofgaming.net. And we're, Iron Lords is always all over the place. But Xbox Frontline News is here for you. So we have a couple of people that is lined up ready for these interviews, and we're going to talk about this stuff. We're going to get into everything, and it's going to be a great ride. Now, you dudes know all them port-begging ponies was sitting there capping for this PlayStation 5 Pro. And I told you, no, I'm going to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro. Why not? It's their last console. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do it over here. We're going to keep that boot on Kong neck this whole generation. Ain't nothing going to stop. We on your tail, bruh. And you know monkeys. Oh, we chop them off. These big apes. We going to get them. Now, PlayStation 5 Pro was telling you that they did 60-something teraflops. Then it was 30-something teraflops. Come to find out, your teraflops ain't really flopping. Is that a metric? Like, I don't even understand what's going on. Now, remember, these Sony dudes was telling you that the teraflops didn't mean anything when the Xbox had more teraflops than the PlayStation 5. Remember, they had 9.5, then they overclocked their CPU to get it to like 10, their GPU to get to like 10. That's when I was calling it an unstable box. And I let you dudes know that that thing cannot stand the test of time. See, the Series X is a stable box. The Series S is a stable box. And they definitely have all that RDNA stuff that you love. All this stuff means absolutely nothing to me. But this is what you capped for. This is what you talked about. So you said it meant nothing. Now it means something. Now the PlayStation 5 Pro means something. And then all you dudes was capping, talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to run at 4K 60 on this beast of a machine. You PC dudes will never be able to see anything like this. And Digital Foundry detected that was a lie. You see, I told you dudes, your fate is checkerboard AI upscaling fate. Not true 4K. Not gonna be 60. Temper your expectations. 10% more. You know what 10% more of the PlayStation 5 is? It's a Series X. That's 10% more. You dudes ain't doing no better. Yeah, so now you overclocked your CPU to reach the Series X. This whole time, y'all was envious of the Series X. The best part of this, I get a chance to purchase a piece of history because this is the last Sony console. I mean, till that handheld thing comes out. But y'all not getting the PlayStation 6 like you thought. This thing is a setup. Sony is setting y'all up to fail. But don't worry. Vote for me April 21st, 2024, so I can change all of this. I can stop all the BS, all the failed projects, all the failed, you almost had me. You almost had me. All the failed practices and moves that they've done. I will fix it. I will change it. I will rearrange it. And I will make it new again. Games will start to sell again. Games will be across the board. The full slate will be available to everyone. That's the best PlayStation. When everyone gets to play all of their games. Why? Why is Spider-Man sitting there with dust on him? Get that game over there to Xbox. I will make that happen for you. That's my vow to you as the new president and CEO over at PlayStation. Oh, SIE is going to look great. And I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it to SEI, Sony Entertainment Interactive, because I want to put entertainment back into your interactivity. Nah, but I'm just saying, all your dudes was capping for that PlayStation 5 Pro. Another passion project. Jim definitely had help destroying you guys. And it sucks so bad to see it happen to you just like this. We found out that you're not buying games. We found out that 25% of those consoles haven't been turned on. So y'all been touting that it was 50. I told you I never believed you. But only 30 million of them have been turned on. Where the hell is the other 20 if you said you sold 50? These are stuff to ponder on while you're trying to figure out your next move. But make sure your next move is your best move because it's going to be your last move. This next topic is a topic that's going to burn your soul. And I am so happy to bring this news to you because you know I am the burner of souls. Oh my God. So apparently Microsoft wouldn't be happy with these guys too. They wasn't happy with before and they let them go. But apparently Sony internally isn't happy with Bungie. Now I told y'all before, I thought Jim Ryan purchased Bungie impulsively. I thought it was an impulse buy, a direct result of Microsoft getting ABK. Or going after ABK. Sony wanted to remove something off the market that was strategically placed there and entrenched in where Jim's vision was going. Jim's vision was live service games. Hard pivot from what Sony is normally from, story-driven, single-player narrative games. That's a hard pivot. So what we saw with Helldivers this year so far, but then they killed off Factions 2, and then they killed off, I think they killed off the whole slate. The whole slate of live service games seems to be killed off from Sony. And internally, you know, secret documents have come out that you can see on the screen about Sony internally not being happy with Bungie at all. I told you before, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. $3.6 billion seems like an absolute reach in purchasing them. And the reason why I say that because Sean Layden got Insomniac for like 300 or something million. And right now that seems like an absolute bargain. I don't believe there's any development house that wouldn't have paid that money for them. Absolute bargain. When you look at, they kept the PlayStation afloat for years. They actually is the driving force behind a lot of stuff. You know, you can say Naughty Dog, you can say them, but I mean, Naughty Dog is the big boys, and they have to show that they're able to still, swing a bat. But Insomniac is the ones. So we heard allegedly that Bungie was the ones that helped kill off factions. And, was telling people that wasn't it. That wasn't it. That's not it. I think the demographic inside the PlayStation itself is not it for multiplayer games or games of a service, to be honest with you. But that flies in the face of Call of Duty, right? So you really have to think about what it is that you believe is the cause for them not being able to sell in the manner that they're supposed to. Well, we feel that they're supposed to. But back to Bungie. Growing sentiment inside Bungie leads us to believe that in 2026, with the last payouts there, Bungie, a large contingent of them, is going to take a walk. They're going to leave. Where the hell does that leave Marathon? Seems like Sony is going to rush Marathon out the door. And speaking of Marathon, we just found out 8 months ago that the lead director has been switched for the lead director that was in Valorant. And lead game directors really don't switch like that during development cycles of games. That is a severe switch. Is it a cause of concern? Is it something that we have to keep our eye out for? I honestly believe if Final Shape doesn't perform, I don't even think Marathon makes it out the door. Because I don't think Sony is in a position to eat that loss. I don't know how they dissolve Bungie. Do they absorb them into the whole of Sony? Do they force them to make something more like Halo? Do they give them games I don't know. Like, what would we have them make? They could make a Soulcom. They could do a couple of other things. But this is where we can see Bungie had a pedigree. And if we go back to all the stuff that they was talking about during the time where they were saying the layoffs and all this stuff, and it became a very toxic environment, this has all happened after Sony has purchased them. This gives pause to consolidation, especially when Sony gets a hold of developers. You've seen it time and time again, them getting developers and shutting their doors and letting people go and changing their environment to a strict, stringent way of working where they may not be used to that. Allegedly. This is all speculation until it becomes fact. But I told you, Bungie will be absorbed in the whole, pause, over at Sony, because they're not going to meet expectations with Final Shape. Is there enough interest in Final Shape in order to get you enthusiastic about something? But this is the part in the video where I'm going to tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it over there to the PAX Arena where we're about to go get busy, pick up our badges, because we keep boots on the ground. While you guys talk, I look at you, and I don't got my Game Pass logo on today, but I'm going to tell you, try to play the Game Pass.